Hey, friends! Welcome to the Swing My Heart podcast with your host, Nicole
and Hannah. Come join us for some hopeful conversations about heartfelt entertainment that makes your heart swing.
Hey, everyone! We're back for another episode, and today I'm joined by my sweet friend, Kerri, to chat about Great American Families movie, Be and Be Merry, starring Jesse Hutch as Graham, Jen Lilly as Tracy Wise, Nick Preston as Mark, and Shelley Williams as Barbara. Renowned luxury travel blogger Tracy Wise is invited to a Christmas time getaway in exchange for a review of a small town B&B. Despite her initial reservations, she finds herself wanting to help the small business and falling for the owner's handsome son, Graham. My first question for you is, what did you love most about this movie?
I think kind of his mom and his aunt's matchmaking. Like, it was just adorable to watch the two of them kind of try to put them together, even when they thought she had a boyfriend. Like, it was pretty obvious they were still trying to, get him to go do stuff with her.
Yeah.
So
I loved that too. And the first scene that made me laugh was when Graham was watching Tracy's video from Switzerland, and then he goes back inside the B&B or the inn, and he shows it to his mom and his Aunt Barb, and he's reciting her tagline, which is, "You can travel more if you travel wise." That's her tagline. You get it? Because her name's Tracy Wise.
Gosh, Jesse Hutch is adorable. Like, I mean, in looks and personality. Like, I love his personality as well.
Yeah, he seems like such a sweet guy. I wish so much that I had gotten to meet him at Rama Drama, because he's awesome.
Oh yeah, I love his movie that he did with Candace, Let It Snow.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I really loved the couple that ran. I guess Mark was the husband.
Mark was the boyfriend of Tracy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Dan and Jenny were the couple.
Dan and Jenny, yeah. I loved them as well. And like, I mean, even Graham and Tracy's meet cute, where she accidentally spills the milkshake.
That was hilarious.
Yes. And then he's like, "Tracy?" She's like, "Graham?" And they're like, "Wait, you two do know each other?" They're like, "No, yes, no, well, not really." Yeah. The whole thing was hilarious. And then when they leave, first of all, she did not pay for her milkshake. But anyway, but I loved that after she left, that Dan like reached out and starts trying to sneak.
Yeah, and she's like, no.
Yeah.
I also like when Tracy first gets there and, she's talking to Jenny, and then Dan comes in and he starts talking to her, and he says, "I hope you're not staying at that snooty Parkview hotel."
Yeah.
And they're friends with Graham and his family, so they're partial to
the B&B.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, this moment was funny when Graham calls his mom to tell her that Tracy is early. Yeah. And, she's freaking out. And then his aunt walks up and she's holding something that she's sewing. I think it's for the pillow in her room. And Aunt Barb says, "Well, Merry it is."
Yeah. It was supposed to say Merry Christmas. And I love when Graham okay, I'll jump ahead to this and then I'll jump back, but I love when Graham shows her to her room and he's like, "And here we have a pillow reminding you to be merry." Like, you can tell he's slightly thrown off by it, but also how hilarious was it that she ended up in his room?
Yeah, I love that when they're like,
he's like, "Well, this is not awkward at all."
Yeah. Can we just talk about Tracy's friendship with Annie and like Annie's kind of matchmaking. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I love when Annie is talking to Tracy on the phone for the first time after Tracy has arrived. And she says, as your best friend, it is my job to subtly help you figure it out. Oh, yeah, you were real subtle. I just wanted you to realize you could do better, not for him to break up with you over the phone at Christmas. Ugh, I knew I didn't like that guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hilarious that, I mean, obviously, it's not funny that she got broke up with,
No,
but she like shows up for this romantic weekend and
without her
she
boyfriend.
literally gets on the porch.
And he calls her and breaks up with
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. And then she's standing there trying to figure out, what she's supposed to do about this.
Mm-hmm.
She's just faking her way through this
Yeah.
for the first couple of days,
Mm-hmm.
but then when Graham's mom and aunt see that picture, they're like,
Picture.
should we tell her? He's like, it's none of our business. And they're like, I know, but
Yeah. I do like how, as Graham is seeing the photo, he's like, wow. Because he's just like, how
Mhm.
could a guy do that? And like right before that, he was saying, I don't want to be that guy that's like interfering.
Yeah.
I
Which
love
kind of
that.
leads me to believe he's had that happen to him,
Mm-hmm.
like in his last relationship, that he's had
Yeah.
somebody, come in and steal his girl,
Yeah.
and he wasn't going to do that to somebody else. And
Mm-hmm.
then it turns around and yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes is when Tracy is baking and decorating the cookies with Graham
Mm.
and Sarah, Graham's mom, and Aunt Barb. I thought that was a nice moment.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta love those cookie decorating scenes in these
Yes.
movies. If only
I
our
love
cookies looked just like the
right.
ones in the movie.
Right. Well, I mean, what was it? They said that if he was going to make a snowman, it required 4 cookies, like 3 to make the snowman and 1 to eat while he was doing it.
I think
So,
so.
yeah.
Graham and Tracy going to the Christmas fair. I loved that too. It was a brief moment, but she is looking at the onesie for her friend Annie.
Mm-hmm.
She has a daughter, so she's looking for a onesie for her friend's
What
daughter.
was it he said? When in doubt, choose the reindeer
I
or
think
something like
so.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
So
was
cute.
cute. He also starts talking about going there as a kid and buying a Christmas gift for his mom with the money he saved up from his chores. And then the moment that made me laugh is when he was mentioning lighting too many candles at the same time with all these different
Yeah.
scents.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, it made Aunt Barb nauseous. Like,
That'd probably make me nauseous too.
yeah. I feel like this whole movie overall was just like really good,
Yeah.
wholesome
Yeah.
story. Like, I mean, it was a typical, this is in trouble and she's
Mm-hmm.
coming in to save the day story, but I felt like it was just a really good, wholesome story.
Yeah, I did too.
And I really loved Jen and Jesse's chemistry together. I thought
Chemistry.
that went really
Yeah.
well.
I would love to see them work together again.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I do love the conversation with Graham and his mom and Aunt Barb when his mom says, you can't let what happened in the past scare you away from future experiences. Now, I think this is the scene that they see the picture of Tracy's
Mm,
ex-boyfriend. Like that was said before they see the picture, I believe.
yeah. Which again, to me, kind of leads me to believe that, he probably has had somebody,
Mm-hmm.
break up
Yeah.
his relationship,
Mm-hmm.
but who knows?
Also, that puzzle they were working on. Wow, that's a lot of pieces.
Mm-hmm.
How many pieces would you guess
I
are in
would say
that
it was
puzzle?
probably 1,000 piece.
Yeah, probably 500 or 1,000 would be my guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love doing puzzles. I've started working more on that. It really works your brain, I have to say that.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've done puzzles. There's only one that I know of that I have that I would kind of like to put together and frame, and it's actually at Bananas. But it is a Gone with the Wind poster
Oh, wow.
puzzle. And I feel like that one would be really fun to put together
That would
and
be
like
fun.
actually frame it.
Yeah.
So
I've started doing one, or I've started trying to do one every year at Christmas. My mom will normally buy a Christmas themed puzzle every year. And I think a couple years ago, maybe it was two, I think I did one of uh New York City landscape at Christmas with the Christmas tree. It might have been Rockefeller Center, I think,
okay.
which was a lot
That's
of
fun.
fun. And then I did the When Calls the Heart puzzle. I think it was the church, I believe, the church and school. That was hard.
Oh, I'll bet.
That was a very tough puzzle.
Yeah. I'm just not sure having enough patience for him, to tell you the truth, is the
Oh
problem.
my goodness.
Yeah, I love when Tracy asks Graham if she can give him a hand with the lights, and he's like, "You're not a
Yeah.
certified electrician, are you?"
Yeah.
And
What? No. Well, I know you have a law degree. I wouldn't want you suing me for negligence.
mm-hmm. And she's like, "Wow,
Well,
you really did a deep
dive.
dive in my blog if you did that, you know."
Yeah. Also, when they go outside and they continue talking, and she is going on about her law degree and changing her career, and then her bar trip, and Graham says, "What's a bar trip?"
Yeah. I mean, at least it's not like bar hopping, like from,
Yeah.
but yeah.
When Graham is talking about the B&B and how it's been in his mother's family for generations, and how Tracy's blog could help business. I love when he says, "I know it's not that simple, right? Like, hey, blog, boom, people."
Yeah. I love the fact that he was completely honest with her about why he
Yeah.
broued her there. Like, he
Yes, I
wasn't
do
trying to
too.
hide the fact that, this was a
Yeah.
marketing ploy for them,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the fact that he didn't try to sugarcoat that.
Yeah.
And of course, them
They,
talking about the Christmas dance.
yeah, I was about to say that. They decide to reinstate the Christmas dance, which is in a week.
Yep.
I think if Rosemary and Abigail and the whole town of Hope Valley could plan a wedding in 2 weeks, they could plan a Christmas dance in 1 week.
Yeah, for real though. I really loved when he took her to that space and she was like, "You're seriously gonna have a dance out here?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, we just put up a big tent and some space heaters, and we
Yeah.
decorate." And and the bow, an evergreen bow.
Oh, that was one of my favorite comedic lines in this movie.
Yes. He's like, "All right, city girl."
I thought you were well traveled. An evergreen bough is uh it's a branch. And then, she kind of swats him and she's like, "Then why didn't you just say branch? What if we host a little bough decorating party?"
Mm-hmm.
They talk about the bonfire and Graham's mom's peppermint marshmallow s'mores. Those actually sound really good.
Yeah. I'm actually not a huge fan of s'mores. Like, they're too rich for me. Like, I can handle one and that's it. Like, I can't eat a lot
Yeah,
of them.
it's about the same for me. Like, they're good, but they're so rich.
Yeah. Also, again, kind of in between that, we have another conversation with Annie.
Annie.
She is calling Tracy out she's like, "You like him?" And she was
Yeah.
like, "No,
No.
yeah."
So you're planning on staying for a Christmas dance with Graham? And then,
Yeah.
Tracy's just like, stop it.
Yeah. I mean, she like keeps looking around at
Yeah.
Graham unloading the stuff from the truck, and she's just like, okay, yeah, he's cute and sweet and whatever, but
Yeah. Also, back to the scene when they are at the diner. I like how Jenny is teasing Graham about his 7th grade haircut to Tracy.
right? Like, I feel like we need to know more about this story. Like, we're missing a scene here. Like, what is this with this haircut?
Yeah. I would love to see that.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I love how when they get back to the B&B and they get ready to talk to Sarah and Barb
Aunt Barb.
about that, and Sarah's like, any ideas that you have, I'm on
I was
board.
about
And
to
they
say
don't
that.
even get a chance to tell her what the idea is
When the
before
phone
she
rings.
gets a phone call. And when she gets off the phone, she just looks at them, and Tracy's like, well, you said you were on board with whatever we wanted to do. Like,
Yeah. That was funny. I was just about to get to that.
yeah.
I think one of my top favorite scenes in this movie is when we see the montage of everyone setting up for the Christmas dance and Tracy and Graham's conversation on the bench. He's talking about why he stopped being a photographer. He wanted to do more photography and traveling, but his dad thought that it was more of a hobby than a job, and he just wanted him to have something with a more stable income, which is understandable, but photographers can make a lot of money, especially these days.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I love the fact that Tracy was like, tell that to all the travel photographers and wedding photographers and whatever. But also, can we talk about how cute it was? And I'm assuming it was Aunt Barb that made the noise that they heard.
I think so.
But
Yeah.
it was like, it was probably just a bunny rabbit, or
I had that written down.
Or maybe it's a bear. And she's like, wait,
Bear?
there are bears here? And he just like gets up, starts walking off. She's like, wait, no, don't leave me.
Yeah. She says, what was that? I don't know. Bunnies, chipmunks, deer, bear. Bear!
That is such a guy move. Like, they think it's hilarious to instigate something and then walk off. Like, why? Why do they think that's funny? I will never understand that.
Jesse
but also
that scene perfectly.
Oh yeah.
The look on his face, like he could not stop laughing.
Yeah. Also, can we talk about how cute it was, like, during that whole montage? He's supposed to be like taking pictures of what's going on, and he just keeps taking pictures of Tracy.
Her. Yeah. That was cute.
So cute.
Yeah.
So cute.
And I do love the one that we see that they take together.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a cute one. Tracy's third phone conversation with Annie. And this is when she's kind of looking around, watching him unload the truck. And she is talking about spending time with Graham once again. And Tracy's compliments of Graham were really sweet. And I love when Annie says, since when has geography ever gotten in the way of your dating life?
Yeah.
And when Tracy gets off the phone, I love when she says, I've always wondered what boughs of holly were. Graham, yeah, deck the halls with branches of holly just doesn't have the same ring, does it?
Oh my gosh.
I have to agree with that.
Yeah, that's true. But I loved the banter between the two of them. Was really good.
Yeah. Deck the halls with branches of holly.
Yeah, it just doesn't quite feel the same.
Nope.
Also, them decorating the tree.
I was about to say that.
How adorable was that scene?
The passport and the photography ornament, or the camera ornament.
Yes. I love how she's like, he just comes in, Sarah's like, he hasn't hung this up in years, and then he just comes in, I've been looking for this everywhere, and hangs it up next to the passport.
And Aunt Barb says, they make a good pair, huh? And Graham says, she's so subtle.
Yeah. Yeah. In the
Mhm.
words of Andy Taylor, it's about as subtle as a pig squealing for its dinner. So yeah.
I haven't heard that line in a while.
Oh my word.
That's Andy Griffith, right?
Yeah, Andy Griffith Show.
Okay, that's
It's
what I
the
thought.
episode, it's the episode where can't think of the name of the episode, but it's the episode where Barney and Thelma Lou are trying to set Andy up with Thelma Lou's cousin Karen.
Oh, I think I remember that episode, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good
That's
one.
that's such a good show.
Oh yeah, it is.
I miss shows like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Another really good moment was the mother-son conversation by the fire with Graham and Sarah.
Yeah. I love how he's like, do you need anything else before I go to bed? And she was like, I need some time with my son, and he's like,
Yeah.
okay. And he sits down,
Mhm.
he's like, hi. Like
Yeah.
you can tell he's like borderline
Uh,
nervous.
yeah. Like, did I do something wrong?
Yeah, you can tell he feels a little bit like the kid that got sent to the principal's office and he doesn't know why. Like,
Yeah.
oh man.
Tracy helping Sarah make the marshmallows. That was really nice. I've never made homemade marshmallows.
I haven't either.
I wonder how you make them. That would be something fun to try one year.
Yeah. It would be interesting.
I don't know how well they would turn out, or I don't know how good they would turn out. But
I have no clue. It would be an interesting project though.
yeah. Considering how the sugar cookies I attempted to make with homemade dough were like flat as a pancake. I don't know. But it'd be fun to try.
There are just certain things that to me it's almost not worth it to try to make homemade. One of them is Rice Krispie treats.
I've never tried to make those. Like
I've made them
homemade.
several. I have made them several times, and I mean they taste good, but they are so hard to spread and stuff that it's just like, yeah, they never turn out just as nice and neat as the ones that you can get from the store. And to me, it's just like borderline, not even worth it. I mean,
Oh my
it's
goodness.
cool to do occasionally, I guess, but I'm just like, yeah. Oh, Dan was so cute around the bonfire when he's like, peppermint marshmallows, where have you been all
Been
my
all my
life?
life. And Jenny kind of swats him. Like, hello, your wife is sitting right here.
Everybody knows the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And I have to say, it's not a bad way to a girl's heart either. Like, take her to a
Yeah.
good Mexican restaurant and she will love you.
Yeah.
Just say it. But, yeah.
Every time I hear that line about, the best way to a man's heart is through his stomach, you know what I'm thinking of?
What's that?
Rosemary's line in the very beginning of season 2 when Elizabeth is trying to make what is it?
Shepherd's pie?
No, I think it's like the chopped steak or something. And like they both make it for Jack.
Oh, yeah.
It was before they go to Hamilton.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember the exact line, but I do remember the scene you're out now. So, yeah.
Also, this isn't a favorite moment, but an observation. Who puts a blanket on the floor?
I mean, I don't know. I guess if you're going to sit on it, like, to keep from just sitting on the hard floor just by itself, but I don't know.
Yeah. I'd probably call the front desk again and ask, can I please have a clean blanket?
Yeah. I mean, and that was way too quick. Like, there is no way they had time to bring that to the door. And I know it was supposed to just be like, this hotel has really good customer service and whatever, but still. Yeah. I mean, they should, any good hotel would have like knocked on the door and waited for her to come to the door and handed her the blanket.
Yes, I
So,
mean, you don't just put it on the ground when people are probably gonna use it to keep warm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Graham's conversation with Dan, I love how Dan's like, all right,
Yeah.
out with it. And Graham's like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you were going to ask me when I knew Jenny was the one. And Graham's like, no, I wasn't. And he was like, dude, I've known you too long. Yes, you were, And they kind of talked, and he was like, okay, I'll buy it. When did you know?
Yeah. I love that scene too. That was a good moment
Mhm.
between them.
Yeah.
And the Christmas dance to end the movie. That was a nice scene. We see Tracy stand up to Sam, and Sam is the one that at the beginning of the movie offered her kind of like an audition to be a writer for Lux Voyage magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the one that wanted her to do a review on the competition.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact
Yeah.
that, when he's chewing her out over that, and he was like, as my employee, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, okay, I'm going to stop you right there.
Right there.
Because I don't work for you.
I'm not on your payroll yet.
Yeah, she's like, I don't have to tolerate this kind of behavior from somebody that's not even my boss.
Yeah.
So.
Way to go, Tracy.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Graham catches the tail end of that. And he's surprised in a good way.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the fact that, because all we got to see of Tracy's blog up to that point was very complimentary.
Yeah.
Of the hotel. And that, when he walks up to her, he's like, I was really surprised, to read this. And he starts reading it off. But then, he reads off the fact that she was like, but kind of, if you really, that she starts complimenting the B&B.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like, the hotel doesn't feel like home like the inn does, or the B&B.
Yeah.
Which was nice. And I love how he compliments her on her blog and how they're both talking about not wanting to run away anymore. And then they share the dance. That dance was really sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. And then of course that kiss.
Yes.
In front of the whole dang town.
Everyone is like clapping.
Yeah.
That was so cute.
I have to say, I would feel a little awkward at that point. Like, I've always like growing up, I always thought I would save my first kiss for my wedding day. And at this point, I'm not really sure, because like at this point, I don't think I want to do that, simply because I'm not so sure that I want my first kiss to be in front of an audience like that. Like, that just seems super awkward.
I think a first kiss should be private, just between the man and the woman.
Yeah, I agree. Now my brother and his wife did say their first kiss for their wedding. I mean, I applaud people that do that. I'm just not sure that that's what I want to do personally. So.
Yeah, like Martha Williamson did it so brilliantly in Higher Ground.
Right. Yeah.
With the steps.
And the fact that they didn't even let us see it, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the unseen kiss.
Yes.
I do love Graham's line before they share the kiss, and he says, I'd get lost with you anytime.
Which is so sweet.
Yeah. This was such a good movie.
It really was.
Yeah. What would you rate it out of 5?
I would say probably 4.5 to 5 out of 5.
Yeah, I would say 5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah. I thought the chemistry between everyone was
Mhm.
really good.
Yeah.
I loved Annie's character.
Mhm. Yeah.
I loved Dan and Jenny. They
Mhm.
worked very well together. They were
Yeah.
very well cast. Um and then of course, Sarah and Barb as sisters. I mean, they legit look like they could have been sisters.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. Of course, I love both Jen and Jesse, but I
Yes.
thought it was very well cast. I would say it was well written,
Mhm.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I really liked this one.
Yeah. I think it's going to be in my top 5 for the non-Hallmark Christmas movies this year.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. I have some trivia to wrap up this
Ooh.
episode. When talking to his mom and aunt about inviting Tracy to come stay at the B&B, what is one place that Graham mentioned she's already been?
Mm.
I could come up with options on the spot if you need me to.
I feel like he was listing all places in the US, but the
Nope.
only place that's coming to my mind right now is Switzerland. But I don't remember what he listed off.
Fiji, Australia, Texas, or Montana.
Hmm. I'm gonna go with Fiji, but I
Ding,
honestly
ding,
do
ding,
not
ding, ding.
remember. So
Ding, 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 ding. It was Fiji.
okay.
Good job. What was the milkshake of the week when Tracy first arrived in Silver Peak and went to Max's diner?
Gingerbread.
Yes. Ding, 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 ding. What was the design on Tracy's apron when she was decorating cookies?
Oh geez. I want to say it was a reindeer, but I could be totally wrong on that. So
No. You want me to tell you?
yeah.
Snowflakes.
Snowflakes. Okay. Yeah, I did
Yeah.
not remember that part.
How many new followers did the B&B receive after Tracy posted the photos from the porch?
Mm.
It's less than 100. So I'll give you that clue.
Was it 25?
Nope, it's more than that. I'll say it's in
Okay.
between 50 and 100, but it's not more than 100. It's less than 100.
I do not remember. I'm sorry.
53.
53. Okay.
Yeah. I was trying not to make it too obvious.
Yeah, no.
You did a good job.
Thanks. This
You
is
only got
more
2
of
wrong.
my usual with trivia rather than it's like I always say I'm bad at trivia and then I get all the answers correct. This is more my usual trivia where I managed to get like 1 right. But yeah.
Well, this is always so much fun. Thank you, Kerri, for joining me.
Thank you for having me on.
Of course. We will definitely have you back again.
Yay!
All right, everyone. I think that wraps up our recap of B&B Mary. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed and have a great day or night wherever you are in the world. And we will see you next time. We love y'all. Bye.